Everything's starting to heat up. Everything is starting to heat up because the Los Angeles Clippers just went into Denver and tied up the series 1-1 headed back to LA. Kawhi Leonard had a fantastic performance, just hitting shot after shot after shot, finishing with about 39 points. So in today's episode of At the Buzzer Sports, we're going to be talking about Clippers versus Nuggets and some of my takeaways. Let's get started. I think the name of this game is turnovers. I think turnovers were the biggest part of this game because we look at the Los Angeles Clippers and how they had turnovers constantly in the second half. A lot of those were from Kawhi Leonard. They lose that game. Nikola Jokic has 7 turnovers in this game, 3 in the fourth quarter, and it changes the swing of this game. And this is a game from the Denver Nuggets where it's like you get everything you want. Jamal Murray is hitting shot after shot. Russell Westbrook goes 3 for 6 from 3, and he limits his turnovers. I think he only had about 2 turnovers this game. Michael Porter Jr. had 15 points with 15 rebounds and 6 offensive rebounds. I don't think much could have gone bad for the Nuggets, or it couldn't have gotten any better for the Denver Nuggets in this game. And I didn't get the chance to talk about game 1, so we're going to be talking about both games. And I truly think that when the Nuggets are playing defense to the level that they have for about a game and a half now, it's going to be really hard to beat them. Like, this is a game where if you look at the box score, it's like, oh, the Nuggets should have won comfortably. And this Clippers team is really good to the point where it took last-second efforts from Kawhi Leonard. It took late-game turnovers from Nikola Jokic and just bad shot selection and bad scheme draw-ups from the coaches to where this game could have been decided much earlier. So if we want to start off game 1, we have to talk about the first half and where it looked like the Clippers were just getting whatever they wanted. I mean, on the perimeter, James Harden, they had no answer for him. If we take a look, he's going to constantly get rim pressure. Like, I have 8 straight possessions where he's just getting rim pressure after rim pressure after rim pressure. If we just speed it up just a little bit, they're putting 2 on the ball. Jokic is playing up really high. James Harden is going to get downhill. And this is rim pressure. It doesn't matter if he's going to hit Kawhi Leonard here, Chris Dunn here. The fact that you have the defense collapsing so much, you have open shots. And Chris Dunn has been a decent 3-point shooter this series. So you're creating a lot of open advantages for the Clippers every possession in this first half. And this is why James Harden exploded in the first half the way he did. Just constantly being able to get the step on the Nuggets defense and then having just the option to throw the pass to the corner or to dump it off to Zubac or to hit Norman Powell and Kawhi Leonard. The Nuggets have to really, really collapse their defense from the perimeter because they don't have a real deterrent in Nikola Jokic. So when you create rim pressure this easily, the defense is going to collapse. They're going to collapse. This is how a Nuggets defense is going to look when you create rim pressure. So you have a lob to Ivica Zubac. You have an open 3 to Chris Dunn. You have an open 3 to Norman Powell and Kawhi Leonard. So maybe he just made the worst decision in passing it to the worst 3-point shooter for the Clippers on the floor outside of Zubac. But I think Chris Dunn ends up knocking it down. So Chris Dunn had actually a really good 3-point shooting series so far. And for analysts across the country, we've all known that this Nuggets defense was going to be a problem. The fact that they send 2 to the ball often, Nikola Jokic is not a good pick and roll defender, whether he's playing in drop or he's playing at the level. He can't hedge, he can't play in space. Nikola Jokic is just not the best defensive player. So we knew with a guy like James Harden who can pass so well out of double teams, can play in pick and roll and isolation so well that the Nuggets were going to have a really tough time guarding this team. And in the first half, that looked like that was going to happen. James Harden was just getting whatever he wanted offensively, getting paint touches, getting open shots at the rim, getting open looks for his Ivica Zubac, Chris Dunn, Norman Powell, Kawhi Leonard. In that first half, he had about 15 to 16 points, and they were extremely efficient because he was getting whatever he wanted. And this is what I mean when I say when the Nuggets are defending, they're one of the most dangerous teams in basketball. Because in the second half, you saw the intensity flip. So This is what I mean when I say when you have guys that are bought in on the defensive side of the floor, half of the battle is already won. If you have guys that are willing to buy in defensively, half of the battle is already won. So once again, they're guarding the pick and roll now. Jokic is playing up. Russell Westbrook makes a fantastic rotation. He makes a great rotation here because Vita Zubac has been so good all game at just making decisions in the short roll area. He's been killing them all game from the short roll. So ideally, you would hit it either cutting Derrick Jones Jr. or cutting Batum, which the Nuggets are actually giving up all of right now. But Jamal Murray knows where he's going with the ball. He's going to cut that pass off, and then Aaron Gordon's there to clean up and force a miss. So when you have that level of buy-in consistently from guys that are willing to make plays like that, you're going to be a really hard team to beat because with Nikola Jokic, you're always going to have a high-level offense. Here's another possession where Aaron Gordon makes the proper rotation and contests a rim attempt from James Harden. Here's a pick and roll where Jokic is going to play high, and then Zubac is going to roll. Don't worry about the color shift there. But Aaron Gordon makes the proper rotation by just hanging around the rim and contesting this shot. Therefore, James Harden has to pass the ball to Zubac, and Jokic gets a really good contest there, forcing another miss. Things like this happen consistently. This team gets stops. This team is deadly on offense. They get back in the game. I feel like the Nuggets kind of went away from this in game 2. And it's just sending multiple bodies at Kawhi. Like, Kawhi had a lot of really tough looks tonight, but what you're not going to tell me is they should have just went away from double teaming him because Kawhi struggled. And they still sent doubles and Kawhi still struggled, but there's just moments where I don't think Kawhi Leonard should have been guarded one-on-one in these situations. And I know Aaron Gordon has had some decent possessions against him. You just have to send two to the ball more because Kawhi was legitimately struggling against these looks. He was getting hounded. And if you can do this and recover and have good timing on your recovery, this should be the game plan going forward. If Russell Westbrook can be a good enough roamer and not overbite on steals and blocks and get in foul trouble and just cause easy layups because he's overcommitting on the steal or playing the passing lane, and you can get two guys that can hound Kawhi with the ball in his hand, and Jokic can be active defensively with his hands, this is something you stay with. Because it worked. And you forced this really tough shot. Stuff like that works. Now, moving on to game 2, Kawhi had 39 points on 15 for 19 shooting. And Kawhi, it's not like Kawhi was just getting easy shot after easy shot after easy shot. He was actually getting defended pretty well. He was actually getting guarded pretty well. Like, people were putting hands in his face. There was a body in front of him multiple times. He was just knocking down those shots. And if Kawhi is going to continue to knock down shots at that rate, when he only went to the rim about 2 to 3 times, as a matter of fact, let's pull up his shot chart. This is Kawhi Leonard's shot chart, ladies and gentlemen. Like, what do you do against this? What do you do? It's nothing you could do. Like, we're about to take a look at some of his possessions and some of his jump shots in these green areas right here. But I can promise you a lot of these were well contested, and it's just nothing you can do. I think this is the last jump shot of the game. This is the last bucket of the game. I just don't see a world where you don't send two to the ball here. I just don't. I really don't. Like, Russell Westbrook's coming to help a little bit, but you need to trap him. Get the ball out of his hand. Because now he's been killing you with that all game. He's been on fire. We just looked at his shot chart. He's been killing you here all game. So why not send two to the ball? You send two to the ball here and you let someone else beat us. If James Harden hits this 3, fine. If Norman Powell knocks down that 3, who has not been shooting the ball well all series, fine. If Chris Dunn knocks down the 3, fine. But you send two to the ball here no matter what. And I'm going to show you guys, he's been doing this all game. Hand in his face or not, he's been doing it all game. Let's take another look. Kawhi's been doing this all game. Let's take a look. As we start on defense, actually, but let's keep moving. Let's take a look. Kawhi Leonard gets the ball here. Pull up, 3-pointer, hand in the face, knocks it down. He's been doing this all game. Let's take another look. Kawhi, he's going to get the switch on Jamal. Once again, when you have that level of strength, ball handling, and shooting skill, there's not much that a team is going to be able to do against you. So when you're able to just impose your will and knock down this really tough, unbalanced shot, and I think he got fouled, there's just not much another team can do. And again, I've caught so much shit for saying Kawhi's a top 10 scorer in the NBA. Kawhi is a playoff proof level scorer. This is why. When you have the ability to get wherever you want on the floor, once again, basketball for a lot of scorers is about zones. I know Kevin Durant is extremely efficient from the elbow and in the mid-range. I know Kawhi Leonard is extremely efficient from the mid-range and the elbow. Now you're telling me we have a guy who's extremely efficient, like 99th percentile efficiency in this area, and he has the strength and the ball handling to get there whenever he wants against whoever he wants. That is what makes you a top tier scorer, especially in the playoffs. If you can constantly get to your spot and you can knock down 65% of those shots, now that's a little stretch, but still, if you can get to that area as much as Kawhi Leonard did in this game and you can knock down those shots efficiently, it's not going to be a lot of answers. And people just act so surprised because Kawhi Leonard hasn't been Kawhi Leonard in the playoffs for about 2 years now. But this is who Kawhi is. This is who Kawhi is. And I'm really happy that he's putting it together in the playoffs. I'm not going to lie, because we play. But outside of that, I think this series has been phenomenal. Like, we've been getting some really good moments from James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Zoo. Russell Westbrook has been playing extremely well. Jamal Murray has been really good. Nikola Jokic has been really good. It's just a lot of superstars doing superstar things, and they're hitting clutch shot after clutch shot. And this is, you can't ask for much more. This is a first round series. That's going to go down as an all-time series if we continue at this rate. But my prediction for this series has not changed. It has not changed. The Denver Nuggets defense has looked a lot better since that first half, because the way it looked in the first half, I thought this was going to be a wash. I thought the Clippers were going to win in 5 games, but they really turned up their intensity in the second half of that first game, and it kind of made me rethink this series just a little bit. But this is a fantastic series, and I can't wait to get more.